Hey, Facebook Live-ers. Viewers, yes. This is Maria with Black Diamond Mortgage, and we are live here at one of our past clients' house. And the last couple weeks, we've talked about the 3 C's in borrowing: credit and
cash flow.
That's
and
correct. We are going to talk about a third.
Today we're going to talk about collateral, which is obviously the building, the property itself. We use an appraisal to talk about value. There's inspections and things that can be done. And sometimes there's problems. Not all things are perfect. So we're going to talk about that. Let's introduce our guests. We've got Bryce here.
Hey there.
Who's our homeowner. And then we have Sam.
Hey there.
Where are you from, Sam?
Well, National Parks Realty, Whitefish, Montana.
There you go. So you can find Sam. We've tagged him. If you need a realtor, he's your guy.
He's great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm lost. It disappeared. So, like I said, we're going to talk about collateral and just the things that can come up. So, Sam, what have you seen as far as issues that show up kind of halfway through the deal?
Well, roofs, especially after this last winter, is a big one because of such a heavy winter, lots of snow load on the roofs. So there's been a lot of, leaks, also consequently because of that mold in attics, damage with insulation, that sort of things.
Or just the ice sliding off and damaging things.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. And also decks have really taken a lot of abuse.
Yes.
I actually was with somebody a day ago and they put their foot through a deck. So,
oh, shoot. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Foundations, all those things are kind of big dollar items that could potentially compromise a deal.
So we're really talking about anything that would be safety,
Right.
like a rotten deck or maybe a second story deck railing.
Yep.
Or something that's going to affect longevity, cracked foundations, damaged roof, something that's going to shorten the lifespan.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
So Bryce, you had some things on your property. What are some things that were your challenges that came up?
Sure. During the appraisal, a few things that came up was the front deck, which is pretty large, actually had no railing originally, and with code, anything over 30 inches needs that railing. So that was kind of something that came up that myself nor the seller really knew had to happen. And then we did discover some roof damage as well. So
okay.
Those were kind of the main items there.
Okay. So, so it sounds like any of these things can come up. One thing, in his case, maybe 2 big things. What are some options to get fixed?
Yeah, sometimes it comes down to money, where everybody's kind of in the limbo of, is it the seller that pays for it or is it the buyer that pays for it? So really we just have to work together with everybody to, figure out, is there going to be some seller credits to try to fix the repairs, or sometimes we'll even do an escrow holdback if there's things that aren't health and safety factors that could be used. And so we have to work with everybody to make sure that we know who's going to pay for it, how it's going to get paid for, and then we manage that and make sure everybody's happy.
So it's another example, like 2 weeks ago, stay in the boat.
Yeah, exactly.
You get presented with this problem, everyone's like, oh, who's going to pay for it? And we just have to work together.
And then Sam, if a seller does pay for it, that's when you come in, because you have to actually work with the sellers and figure out the options and timing.
Right. Well, exactly. And I mean, if sometimes sellers don't have money, then we need to look at some of the other options that you mentioned, or potentially sometimes the buyer will have to step up to the plate and hopefully even split the difference. But sometimes, in Bryce's case, he had to, go a little further than that, because the seller just did not have much to work with. So,
right. Bryce, why don't you tell us why you chose to split those costs? Why that was?
A big part of this is negotiation, and that's where I really appreciate, Sam and then y'all's help working through that quickly to kind of keep things moving. And it just kind of came down to the point where, I was going to have to compromise a little bit to just close the deal in the time that I wanted. So that's kind of what that came to.
Because you wanted the house.
Exactly, yeah.
And we want to make sure that you're happy,
right,
and that you get the house and the seller's happy.
Yeah.
So it's not a deal breaker. Like all these things, they're not a deal breaker. We really just have to work together and make sure everybody's happy and we get it done. Buyer wants to buy the house, the seller wants to sell the house and move on. So we have to work together. And it's great. It's a great team effort to make sure all this happens.
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing is just keeping everybody with the same goal in mind, and that's getting to the finish line. And we go through all the options, the option of the seller, you know, doing their thing or splitting it, and when is it going to be paid for, before closing, at closing, those kinds of things. So yeah, just keep everybody same goal.
Yeah.
We all have the same goal.
And I don't know if you guys noticed, but actually this is Bryce's house. We are actually at his house.
We are in his house. He is hosting us in his house.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
And he has done some magnificent upgrades since he's had it. So congratulations on your first home. Would you use us again?
Oh, for sure. You know, I'm just absolutely glad to have the opportunity to own the home.
Yeah.
And just really, again, part of the negotiation was you guys coming up with some really creative solutions to all these problems. I think was something that I was surprised when you're putting in terms and ideas that even with some internet research I didn't know were on the table. So I really appreciate your service for that, for sure.
Definitely.
Thank you. Yeah.
And
Good
just
teamwork.
another shout out to Sam. Sam did an awesome job,
Thank you.
and we've done several deals with Sam and National Parks Realty. You guys do a great job.
Yes.
So.
Couldn't do without you guys.
Right? Good team here. Okay, guys, so this would be our final installment on closing the tough deals. We've covered cash flow, we've covered credit, and we've now covered collateral. We also did staying in the boat. So stay tuned. Watch our Facebook page for the next announcement of our next video. Like and share this video. If you have questions, suggestions, things you want to know, put it in the comments. We will get back to you. And we love your feedback.
Yeah, definitely. And again, we got to squeeze together, do a group
Yeah,
shot.
group shot, everybody in here.
Everybody, awesome time. And thanks again for joining us. And Dave is actually remote. So
Yeah,
he's watching
so hi
this.
Dave.
We
did good.
He's gonna probably critique us later, but hey, this is what happens when you leave the office. The ladies take over. So thanks everybody again for joining. I don't know what we're gonna talk about next week, but we will set up an event. And if you guys again have suggestions, let us know. And we hope you guys have a wonderful week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Black Diamond.
Thank you.